Hello, hello, my sweet friends. This is Maggie. So happy you came by to see me. Today we're going to do some, I want to do some more work in the Orange Fall Journal. I think we're getting near having everything collected and together for it. Everything needs to be glued down, and today I do want to make a waterfall for it. I also will be cutting out some pieces of ephemera that I have, little cards and so forth, to put in the pockets and not completely fill the pockets up, but at least put more than a tag in there. Oh, and some journal cards. I need to make some journal cards. So let's get started with our belly band. Oh, before we get started, let me read God's word. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall seek God. Matthew 5:8. And the eternal God is thy refuge. Deuteronomy 33:27. And he is eternal. All right, I'm going to read my shout outs. I did one video already today, but it's for Friday, flip through Friday. Today is Thursday for me. So this one will go up this afternoon sometime, the one I'm doing now. But from this morning, it won't go up till morning. So sometimes that can be a little confusing in the big scheme of things. But I'm sorry if it is. But I'll go ahead and read. I don't have very many. I did want to send another get well soon wish out to Cassie from Simply Cassie. Cassie, I hope you're recovering if you hear this from your hospital stay, and I hope you'll be back doing the things that you love very soon. All right, so Gwen from Gwen the Trash Witch, Debbie Kelly, Selena, Candy from Candy's Crafty Creations, and Debbie the Creative Book Shack. So thank you, ladies, again for your beautiful comments. I do appreciate and love them so very much, and I appreciate you taking the time to send them to me, to write them. I really and truly do. And to all my subscribers, all you who support my channel, I send you big hugs and lots of love. I appreciate you all so very, very much. And as always, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. All right, so and I'm not feeling 100% today. I went to bed last night with a slight sore throat. I just ignored it. I didn't think it was anything, just maybe an irritated throat. But I woke up again this morning with it, and it seems to be getting worse as the day is going on a little bit. So that's why I'm going ahead and trying to do this, recording this video now. And I've also got the chills a little bit. But I checked my temperature. I don't have a temperature or anything. Not sure why the sore throat, but hopefully it'll just pass before the day is over. We'll see. So I've got my little denim shirt on, one of them to kind of take the chill away from me. And it is a little cooler, and I wouldn't say cool. We have lower temperatures in Houston today, so yeah, hopefully that'll go. It'll continue. We'll have a little bit of a cooling trend. It'd be nice to see it get down to the low 80s or 70s at least. All right, so I think I've got all the pieces that I need. I'm going to do 5 little cards. I usually only do 4, but these are on the smaller side, so I've decided to do 5 of them. And I like to take my photos and mat them on a piece of paper, cardstock that's just about a ½ an inch bigger than the actual photo or picture or image that I'm using. And you could make it smaller than that. I watched somebody's video the other day. Oh gosh, who was it? I want to say it was Heather and Jan Studios, but I don't, I'll have to try to find the video, and if I can, I will link it because I haven't had a chance to do it yet, but I'm definitely going to sit down and do it. About making mats, like, you know, to make one and to draw your lines like this so you can line your picture, your image up straight, because I struggle with that to get my images on straight. And you can make cards at graduating you know, widths of your border that you would like, and I am going to do that. I think it's a fantastic idea. I may take some of my small index cards and use those to do it. I don't know, but I'm going to do that because I do really struggle with this, trying to get things on straight, and I don't feel like taking the time to get out a measure and everything, so I always just all buy it. I eyeball it, and sometimes it comes out all right, and sometimes it doesn't. So, all right, so the first thing we're going to do is get our little cards and our images ready. This is scrapbook paper from Echo Park, and this is called Hello Autumn. I recommend using a thicker cardstock, especially for your mechanism, so that it's sturdy enough to pull out and in and take the, you know, to be able to take the wear. So we'll first get started with the images. And if this doesn't take too terribly long, then we will kind of glue in everything that I've placed in there. So I'm just going to round the images, the images. I like that look. So I hope everybody's doing well. A lot of you, I'm sure, are enjoying true fall weather, which I envy you. Not really. I'm sure there's parts of Texas that do experience that. You know, Texas is a huge, huge state with, you know, there's varying terrains, and, you know, the weather varies in different parts of the states, you know, of the state, depending on where you are. Like, we're considered coastal because we're so close to the Gulf course. Of course, we're more than an hour away, but we're still considered coastal. And so that can make a difference in the type of weather you have and the temperatures that you have, of course. But I do miss the 4 seasons that we experienced more when we were in Michigan. California somewhat had 4 seasons, you know. I think they were more noticeable than the change of seasons are here. And we do get cold weather here in the wintertime. The last couple of years we've actually had a freeze, but it's been short-lived, which I'm glad for because it causes lots of problems. You know, a place like Houston the infrastructure isn't built for freezing weather. But it doesn't matter whatever the weather is. We are blessed. I can consider myself extremely blessed. So I'm going to use one of the little charms I made as a pull for the mechanism. So I just want to ink around these. These do have quite a noticeable white core. So I'm just inking the very edges of the paper. So today is Thursday in real time. And this video will be going up today, Thursday. The one that I did earlier this morning was for tomorrow, Friday, a flip through. And I pulled out one of my old journals because I couldn't find another book or anything that I really wanted that seemed very interesting to me. I think I've shared all my collage, cut and collage type books. I've got my fall ephemera cut and collage. I haven't used it like as much as I thought I would, but once I start decorating it, the book a little bit more, I probably will, because it has some beautiful fall images in it. I missed this one. Got away from me. And like I said before, once I finish this journal, I'm going to start on my daughter's, my granddaughter's birthday/Christmas album, whatever you want to call it. I'm just hoping and praying that turns out well. I've made a couple of them. My good friend who encouraged me to start my channel, Lori from the Old Paper Lady, she's the one that so graciously did a video for me that showed me how to do them, which I appreciated so very much. And if you don't know Lori from the Old Paper Lady, go over and give her some love. She makes beautiful, beautiful journals. She was a scrapbooker, I guess, for more than 20 years, and then she started doing junk journals, and that's now her love. So she makes beautiful junk journals. And I will link her channel in my description box as well. All right, so the next thing we need to do is do our mechanism. So I'm going to take my scoreboard. I guess I'll use the big one. Set that out of the way for now. And I need to cut this edge off. This is the branding strip. I don't know why I didn't cut it off. Now this, for some reason, some of the papers in this pack are stronger than other papers. And since this is going to be the mechanism and it's not quite as sturdy, I probably will reinforce the bottom of it. And this is just really going to be long enough. And if you want to do this, if you haven't done a waterfall before, you want to make sure that the paper, if you're doing it double-sided, is always a good idea. If the paper you want to show as your pull tab is on the inside, so when you fold your mechanism, you want to fold it so the good side that you want to see is on the inside. So I'm going to score this at, let me see, I need to score it every ½ inch. Oh, I don't need my pokey tool, my goodness. Oh my word. That would have been a disaster. All right, I'm just thinking about this for a minute. I could fold this in half, but I don't need that much. I need to have, this should be enough. Okay. I'm just going to put a score mark here. Score mark here, and then every ½ inch I need for 5 images. 3, 4, 5. Okay. You know what? I did not do this correctly. I had a feeling I wasn't doing it correctly. Oh dear. Well, I could go from this direction. I'm going to fold this in half. Yeah, boy, I must be feeling worse than I thought because my little brain just is not kicking in. That's a problem. Okay, so I'm going to score this at 6 inches. And then every 5 inches. 3, 4, 1, 2, 5. Okay. Now, you do want to make sure that these folds are folded well. Different people do it different ways. I just fold mine one way and then I fold them back the other way and give them a good crease because you want them to move well, easily. And this should be straight, so. And then I'm going to go back and fold them the other way, trying to make sure this lines up. And if it's not, I always cut this a little bit more narrow than my images. But this works best if everything lines, if the sides all line up as straight as you can make them. And we all know from using our trimmers and scissors and our scoreboards that doesn't always happen the way it's supposed to. Okay. So I'm going to start up here. And because I made these folds, I'm probably going to have to put something to reinforce this. And this is cracked because I was a little bit too rough with it. So I'm just going to ink it. Okay. Now, the images, you kind of have to decide which one you want on top because that's the one that's going to be seen. And I just am in love with this little scarecrow. Although these are all pretty. I love this pumpkin. I love this flower display. But I think I'm going to choose the pumpkin. He's going to go on top. As I'm preparing these, it doesn't really matter. Again, comes the issue for me of lining these up straight. I'm definitely going to make those little mats, and I've got to make sure that was Heather Agnon. I know I saved the video because I wanted to go back and listen to it again and then make those mats. If you struggle with that like I do, then you would probably find it helpful as well. See, that's not on there perfectly. I was going to use some cutouts from the paper pack, but the images that were left were just too big, really. I didn't like them, so I went into my digitals and found these. So these will work perfectly. I guess my little sweetie pie ate something yesterday for supper that did not agree with her, and she threw up during the night, and then her little sweet face was covered with dots this morning. But that's part of this new way that they feed babies. I mean, maybe it's been around for a while, I don't know. Baby weaning, I think that's what it's called. And so babies end up eating a lot more foods sooner than my girls did when they were babies. You know, we had that routine that we followed religiously. But I guess that's not the thing anymore. Things change. Because she does eat a variety of foods, and she is a very good little eater. Of course, she still takes her bottle. You know, that's the main source of nutrition for babies under a year of age. That has not changed. But she had some chili. It wasn't highly seasoned, but I guess it was just enough to that her little tummy did not like it. Poor little thing. Oh, come on. Oh, that is so crooked. Oh, I have got to make those mats sooner than later. I think once I get them made, I'm not going to know how I lived without them. Then you can just line your image up on the, well, I've got to watch the video, because what I just said doesn't make any sense to me, so I've got to watch the video again. Okay, so I think I'm going to put these in this order, and I do want to put these did come from the paper pack. I want to put these on the back. If you want to put images on the back of your waterfall cards, you need to make sure that they are upside down. So this goes on here like this, so that when you flip it over, you know, you've got your image, and then you flip this over, and there's your image on the back. Okay, so let's see. I don't put them on the back every time I make a waterfall, but sometimes I'm just in the mood to do it, and this is one of those times I just want to do it. Okay. Happy fall, y'all. And that's correct. Now the last one you don't need to put anything on the back because it is going to be glued down so it doesn't move. I don't know why when I first started making waterfalls, I was so confused about it. It's like my brain just would not click around it. And then one day it did, and that's all she wrote. Okay, so I think I've got these all going the right way. Let me double check. Give thanks. Fall. Happy fall, y'all. And pumpkin spice and everything nice. Okay. So I like to start at the bottom. And I just put a thin row of glue right below the folds. And then I place my card right up to the fold. And I did not cut this one narrower. That's because I actually started with larger images. That's okay, they're the same width, and as long as I get them lined up. Well, this one doesn't even want to stick down. And as you're putting your images down, you want to make sure that that they line up evenly, like, you know, along the sides, or else it's not going to work right. So let me move up here a little bit more. Boy, I hope this is going to work because I am just getting glue all over the place. That's not good because I don't want anything sticking. So I'm being careful, like, to keep my edges all lined up. I've seen other people start from the top and come down that way, from top to bottom, but for me, I've found after making a few of these that this works the best for me. You know, we all do the same things sometimes, but we do them a little bit different. And that's okay. You have to do you, what works for you. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Pretty nicely lined up. Okay. Now I think I'm going to reinforce this back here because this isn't very strong to begin with, and it's going to give me some trouble So I need to find another strip of paper. But I have to be careful because it could cause this to really hang up if I'm not careful. So I'm going to cut this 3 inches by 6 inches, I think. And I could be really messing this up. I've never done this exactly like this before, where I've reinforced the mechanism like this. And I should have just cut a whole new piece. But I'm going to put it on the back side. And this comes down. I think this will work. If not, well, you know what? And just take it apart and make another one. I don't want to do that, but oh, I hope this works. But I realized after I started gluing it that those folds that I made were just going to weaken it and cause it not to work right. So this is not the way to do this, how to make this. But I'm hoping it'll work. Okay, so I cut this piece of paper and I'm going to make it just, you know, I'm using it as a base to go into the journal. So this is 6 inches, should be about 6 inches. Yep, 6 inches. So I'm going to cut this about 6 times 3. So I'm going to cut this about 7 times 4. That should work. Yeah, okay, around these corners. This would have could even look pretty on this side. And actually, Maybe I will go with this side. So this will go in here. I need to make a little like a belly band to go around this. That's how you put it down and how it works. Okay, so there we have. Okay, and I need to cut a little belly band out of a piece of scrapbook paper. This will probably work. And this is how I usually do it. I just kind of fit it around. The only place it's going to be glued down is, it's going to be glued down here. This is going to remain free. So I just kind of fold this so it's got enough room to slide through. That might be a little bit too. So that seems like it'll be okay. And I've learned that you want to bring this band down kind of far. There goes my little darling, my little girlie. I'm so sorry for her coughing, but she can't help it. And I can't give her any medicine right now. Okay, so this will slide in here like this. I don't know if I can get it to work. No, because this needs to be glued down. So I'm going to glue this last image right down to this belly band. I'll let that dry just a minute. And then hopefully we have a waterfall. Yep, it works. Oh, this image needs to be glued down too. There you have it. Before I glue this down, I want to round these corners. And I want to put an eyelet right here. The other thing I want to do when I finish this journal before I start my granddaughter's album is clean out my drawers, for goodness sakes. Everything, nothing is where it should be. It doesn't make any sense the way things are in here. It's just a mess. And I would like to kind of center this. I can use my mat. there. I always have to look at this. I can't tell just by looking at it which side is the bigger hole. Okay. Oh, I'm going to make this hole just a little bit bigger because I don't want to tear the paper. Just a tad bigger. There, that should do it. There we go. Whoops. Doesn't look like it did what it was supposed to do. That's better. Okay. Hopefully this will hang down low enough. If not, I'll put a dangle on it. Oh yeah. So here's with one of the little charms that I made, a little pumpkin. And everything works just the way it was supposed to. These are so fun. I love to make them. I love to play with them. It brings out the kid in me, I guess. Oh, that little charm is perfect. Okay, and now this gets glued down, but not this right here. The only place you put glue is on this little band. And it doesn't have to be this wide. I usually use a smaller piece. It doesn't really matter. But one thing I have learned that I want to put my belly band down far enough, because if you don't, that's the trouble I've had sometimes with it catching. The last piece will get caught on this if it's not down far enough. So now hopefully I can try to get this centered the best I can. Too bad. Yes, it does. Let's go over this way some more. Okay, so there we have our, whoops, what is happening here? There we go. See, that's just exactly what I was just talking about. Okay, so I need to figure out how to fix this. Fortunately, the glue hasn't glued. all the way. Let's see what's happening here. This needs to come down just a little bit more. And I'm tearing, of course, when I tear this apart, because it's already stuck pretty well, it's tearing some of the paper off of the back of it, but it's okay, it'll never show. So hopefully this will work. Usually by adjusting the little belly band, the position of it will take care of any problems. No sticking or anything. Yeah, that's a lot better. And I don't want the mechanism to stick to this, so that's why I'm trying to get this glue off, and I do have a little glue eraser in here someplace. I just want to get the stickiness off. So as you can see, it doesn't always come out, I wouldn't say perfect, you know, because they're never perfect, but it doesn't always come out acceptable on the first shot. It needs adjustment. That's okay. All right. And this, but I'm okay with that. I'm not going to get frustrated by now it works perfectly. Well, that's good now that we've spent nearly an hour on this. Oh, and this was my sketches yesterday that I made into a journaling card for my journal. And when I glued it down, I wasn't happy because I still don't know what it stuck to. And there was like white, yeah, I don't know what, it looked really ugly. And I tried to cover it up with ink, but that just looks sloppier. And then I got a comment from one of my viewers and subscribers. I think it was Margie Jo Craft and Dolls. I want to see, I'll link her channel too. And she suggested washi tape, and I said, oh, what a great idea that is. I never think of washi tape because I don't use it that often. So now I cut this out from one of my extra pages that I didn't use. And I'm going to either use it to decorate something or to put as a tuck spot because I thought it was so cute. And this is another one. I'm going to cut this out real quickly, as quick as I can. I do want to get some of this other stuff glued down before I get off of here today. I thought this was a cute image too, of the big old bucket filled with pumpkins. Besides Christmas, Thanksgiving was always my favorite holiday of the year. It was just, you know, I remember as a child just anticipating, you know, because my mother was a wonderful cook, all the wonderful smells and how everything was going to taste. And then later as an adult, I cooked more turkeys, and I'm gonna just go around this. I'll come back to the stem. I've cooked so many turkeys in my life. But the kids, you know, enjoying it, my children enjoying that, and then having family get-togethers. We lived close to all my husband's family, and getting together. It was so much fun. It was always a very happy time. I cut around this stem too for the time being until I get ready to use it, and I'll cut that out better. So by next Friday, I should be able to do a flip through of this journal, hopefully. I think I said yesterday that any Christmas journals that I make are probably going to be little golden books. And I think the only other thing, like I said, that needs to be made for this, besides some journaling cards and little pieces of ephemera that I need to cut out, is a writing board. I can save this piece to use as the backing for something else. I do not like to waste cardstock. Alright, so we have this little image too that needs further. So we'll see. We'll decide what to do with those. All right, so let's see what I've got in here that already has a home. It just hasn't been put down. So I'm not going to put a topper on this. This is not the thickest. Well, I don't know when my battery stopped, but I think I replaced the battery, and I think when I started, I didn't press the record button. And so I don't know what you missed. I know I just glued a pocket in back here, and I'm gonna, oh, and I glued the wrong end of this. No, I didn't. I glued the wrong end of this pocket. I can't. I'm going to have to set this aside and let it dry. I do not want it. I was saying that as I've been talking to you all, my throat does feel somewhat better, but overall I don't feel better, so I'm not thinking. Okay, well, I guess that's all that I have to glue in for right now. The rest of these things, mainly, oh, I need to make a belly band. So I'll probably do some of this stuff off camera so I can get things kind of finished up and see what else we need. Like I said, I know I need to cut out some little pieces of ephemera to put in some of these little pockets, and yeah. Thank you guys. I'm sorry that I'm not feeling well. I'm sorry. My brain is really kind of scattered. I hope that whatever I've got will pass. I really don't want to be sick. I just don't want to be sick. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you like this video, this was a longer video, I know, because my battery quit working. It was about an hour. The battery only lasts for about an hour, but I'm not sure how long it was off before I realized it was off. So have a wonderful rest of your day. Be blessed. Know that I love each one of you and appreciate each one of you. And those are not just words, they're feelings from my heart. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. And I will so appreciate it. And I will talk to you in the next one. Hopefully by the next video I make, I will not be feeling under the weather. So, all right, everyone, I love you. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.